guidance, and quite honestly they can't get their hands on the ball long enough to, even if they have the quality in the back line, to really do any damage. So they've got to rely then on Kovalenko to kick the goals.
And he played for that New Zealand team which I mispronounced, which is called
Manawatu.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to Netherdale, join Scott Hastings and John Helm.
I don't think we'll be saying the same when they play South Africa or Scotland. But they know that, and they are fearful of terrible spankings in those matches. The sunlight particularly bright at the moment, and some of the Spanish players having to shield their eyes against the sun for this kick-off. There's a little signal there from Diego Aguirre, the fly half, as we get underway again. And it's picked up by Malo. He was such a key figure in that first half, and no doubt it will be the same in this half too. There wasn't a lot of clean ball either side. Kovalenko with the kick. A very good catch by a spectator beneath us here. Kovalenko, I think you feel, Scott, could be quite an influential figure in the remainder of this game.
We talked about his kicking skills. We just felt that perhaps if he just got the ball moving a little bit more, the Spanish backs, by bringing in for Chile at fullback, they might have an opportunity. But I think the two key players out in Spain so far are certainly the captain Malo and Kovalenko that we just talked about.
The ball went forward from the Uruguayan hand. So Spain will have the put in at the penalty, at the scrum. There it is.
Well, a bit of a harsh decision I would have felt there from the referee John White, but the call's been made and it's Spain's put in at the scrum.
Yeah, for Alonso. The referee again unhappy. Well, he points out the offender. There you see who it is. It's Sergio Soto from Oviedo. He's a customs officer, so he's stopped a few people in his time.
Well, Soto was adjudged by taking the scrum down. Dangerous sort of play there from the Spaniards, but that's the pressure that's coming through from this Uruguayan front row.
Good touch found this time by Aguirre. What the Spanish can't afford to do is to let themselves get pushed back towards their own line, as happened when Almachea scored the one try of the half.
Well, Uruguay there in the statistics showing that they're dominating the lineouts.
We win another one. Roll the ball. And now they will fling it out, and this huge man again in the action, Lemoyne, but they've counteracted him well. Comes the other way this time. The break made by Sanchez. Joining in is the hooker Lamalas. Of course, it went that time from Aguirre. Looking a little more promising, this for Uruguay, as they get themselves into position and the penalty is awarded their way. Sometimes it's a little obscure why the penalties are awarded.
Good tackle there by Kovalenko, but let's see if we can see the error here. Here you see, look at the hands on the ground there. That's what the referees are pointing to. So it was handling on the deck, and the referee Chris White was right there. He said handling on the deck, penalty against Spain.
And because of the angle, they look to the right boot this time of Chiara. It's very handy, Scott, when you've got two kickers, actually, one right-footed and one left-footed, bearing in mind the angles of kicks.
Well, it's also a very sensible use of resources, actually, and with this was blustery conditions today, it's proving vitally important.
So this to re-establish the 7-point advantage that Uruguay once held in the first half. And I think Chiara's made a hash of it. He has. Straight into the arms of Enciso. Dash down the touchline for Pastite. Good catch made by Perez. Bundled out over the touchline. So we'll have the line out. It's a disappointing kick, actually, in the end, that penalty by Chiara.
It was, but it was also good play from Spain. The missed penalty of Chiara, and they moved the ball off their own goal line to just short of the halfway line.
That one is seen as being straight, and it's Spanish hands taking on the ball. Not straight, I thought it wasn't.
Yeah, the ball went well down the Spanish line there.
It was a belated decision. So, scoreline remaining at 10-6 in Uruguayan favour, and now the break made by Machea. They started the second half better than they started the first. I thought it took Uruguay a little while to settle in this game. Little chip over the top from Aguirre. Straight though into Spanish hands once more. Off, and now when it's reversed, following through was Aguirre, and Uruguay might have chances with Machea again involved. Machea, he's a vet back home in Montevideo. And one or two thoroughbreds in the Uruguayan side. They've been together for some time now. A lot of caps between them. Laume, for example, winning his 50th cap today, and it's the chip through by Perez. Cardoso took it, tried to side his way between two Uruguayan players moving forward. Kovalenko. Nice dummies from him. And Malo gets that one away. Taken on this time by Villao. Kovalenko, they're spreading it this time. Opening up on the right, but Enciso went able to get it away. Now the break is on. The kick ahead is important here. Leading the charge is Frachilla. Can he get there? Important moments these for Uruguay to defend. And defend they do, and very well too by Costabile. But applause ringing around Leatherdale for this movement from Spain, which was led by Enciso.
And a super kick there, actually, to just put Uruguay under pressure. Well, they did actually go for the same ball. I thought the Spaniard there, Frachilla, had actually gone down on the Uruguayan. Would have been a penalty, but referee had judged that the ball was both being played by the same player.
Okay. Spain had the ball. Alda points ahead for them. Kovalenko, reverse ball inside. It was taken on by Ripoll. Oriol Ripoll. The advantage called for Spain and Kovalenko. Oh, the interception there. And if he'd taken that one cleanly, there would have been a run to the other end of the field by Vecino.
Well, there was no attempt to actually go for the ball there. It was just purely stop the try. But the referee had adjudged that Uruguay were actually offside from the previous play, and Kovalenko here has a great opportunity for just slotting a simple goal and another 3 points. Spain have actually started this second half quite well. They've been very enterprising. They seem to have moved the ball a little bit. Kovalenko's options of play have been putting the ball through the hands. We've seen some good work from the backs, and it's actually opened up a little bit.
So 2 out of 3, this to make it 3 out of 4. Simple enough. And they nudge just a little closer to Uruguay now. Moves them on to 9, and they're within a point of the old enemy. majority of the crowd here seem to be behind Spain. Uruguay have actually got 50 or 60 supporters who've come over from France to support them. It's all red and blue in front of us as the catch is made by de la Callier. Kovalenko getting much more of the ball in this half than he did in the first, and this is excellent play from Spain. The charge through the middle, it's taken on here by the big figure of number 7, Soto. It's a run to the line for Carlos Soto. They're just about nail him, but as Scott Hastings was saying there, Spain are coming right to the fore in this game, and they're right back in it with a vengeance.
Well, that's been the best passage of this game today from Spain. Wonderful pass in there. Kovalenko sent the whole movement off deep in his own half.
There's a little bit of a dispute going on out there between Malo, a man who I particularly wouldn't argue with, and Alonso, who keeps wanting to run it from penalties. But that was the break made. Terrific run as well from Carlos Soto, the elder of the brothers.
You'll just see there, that's why the penalty was there. Soto had the ball, but the Uruguayans are over the top. They just killed that ball outright. And Kovalenko here has an opportunity of sticking the Spaniards ahead.
For the first time since the early minutes, he did put them 3 points to the good. Now Spain regain the lead at 12 points to 10. 2 penalties in 2 minutes from the Ukrainian. But we're seeing much more running rugby in this half, Scott.
Absolutely, the game's just opened up. Look at this, Kovalenko feints, he then gives the pass, and Chiso, wonderful run in there from Lubzens. Soto in support. This is a good dummy. Look at this, good handoff there. Excellent running deep into 22. Good tackle from Cardozo from Uruguay, but the hands went over and spoiled the possession. Spain kicked the penalty and lead 12 points to 10.
Remember singing Viva España again. It's Uruguay having to hang on a moment, but Kovalenko's kick spins straight into the arms of Perez. He too will kick cross-field, but straight into the arms of his opposite number, Ripoll. And this is great stuff from Spain. They've really got the bit between their teeth in this second half. And Fraschilia there was to the fore. You were saying you wanted to see more of him in attack. Oh. Well, that was just unfortunate. Struck his own man, and there'll be a scrum.
Yeah, exciting. This guy's an exciting runner, actually. Good hands and 2 ball there. Looks for the space, looks for the support. But he is an exciting runner. We'll look for him more in the game.
And Uruguay need to get that pack moving again. They dominated for about 20 minutes in the first half. And the pack really powered its way through. Oh, and the ball put down there. That's just what Uruguay didn't need. The guilty party was Rodrigo Sanchez.
Well, Aguirre there just put the ball not in the best position in the world, and unfortunately a knock-on there, and Spain have got the put in here on the halfway line.
Alonso. Malo! He's on the charge. Nothing Malo about him. He has been excellent again. And now, oh, coming forward very much so is Jordi Camps, and the Spanish fans roaring their team on as they sense here maybe a victory on the horizon. Kovalenko with a long ball out. Spain with a chance. He's got to squeeze the pass away. Squeeze it away he does. But the referee says no, 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 as Sebastian Lobsens was preparing to celebrate.
Well, here we see the play here. Excellent play. Kovalenko throws the long pass. Here's the loop right movement. Oh, it was a judge forward there. Lubezens thought he was in for the try.
That's a very disappointed Lobsens. The wing Bastife first of all, and what a position to waste.
Well, it was a close call, that one, but the referee did adjudge it going forward. But what a swing in this game. Spain has suddenly found the confidence. Malo's had a great surge off the scrum there, fed inside the Soto.
And certainly Kovalenko has had quite a part to play as well as his Spanish improvement.
Well, we were talking at the time, at half-time there about Kovalenko. He kicked a lot of ball in the first half, but he's now come out onto the play. He's brought his backs into play, and as a result we've seen a little bit of classy act here from the Spanish back division, and suddenly they've opened up the Uruguayans and put them under pressure.
Uruguay need ball. They need to be in the other half, but they could make a start here.